and skies so blue. Mountains whisper stories of dreams so true. From oceans roaring wild to valleys deep, a heartbeat of a nation that will not sleep. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The soil holds our history, roots run so long. A melody of freedom, we're singing strong. They may curse the land with lies they weave, but we hold the truth in what we believe. Their crowns may crumble, their thrones may fall, for the power is the people's above it all. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day. People sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme. The soil holds our history, roots run so long. A melody of freedom, we're singing strong. They may curse the land with lies they weave, then weave, but we hold the truth in what we believe. Their crowns may crumble, their thrones may fall, for the power is the people above it all. We know it all.
Good evening, folks. Welcome back. My on-air sign's off. And I'm an hour later than usual, but that's because I've been busy with other events. Time spent with the Veterans Organization this evening, and also with a friend of mine who's approaching 90 years of age. When folks are that old, you don't want to miss an opportunity to visit them because you never know. Anyway, welcome back to the program, and it's good to have you back once again for Night Owls on this evening. Monday the 7th, it is Monday, right? It isn't Tuesday yet, is it? Still Monday. Monday the 17th of November. For South Africans, it's Tuesday, the 18th of November already, and a busy, busy day I have for me. I have a phone teleconference at 7 a.m., then Flip Bice, the chairman of Solidarity Movement, at 8 o'clock, and then at 11 o'clock I have on Ernst von Sale, the Conscious Caracal, spokesperson for AfriForum. We're going to talk about an explosive report being released by AfriForum. And so that is on tomorrow, or later today, for South Africans. So thanks for tuning in, folks. My goodness, so many things going on through my head right now. I'm not even getting the words out correctly. It's been a very frustrating day. And once again, I have the sad duty to report another murder in South Africa. This was not a farm murder, but right there in the heart of Uppington in the Northern Cape, a quiet Northern Cape town, which I've been to. And I've been there many times, well, a few times, I should say. And I actually was about 100 meters from where these people were murdered. Now, of course, I was there in May, not now, but it just shows you how close this comes and how dangerous it is. 82-year-old Henny Muller and his wife were in bed at 7 a.m., broad daylight Saturday morning, when an attacker broke into their apartment complex and stabbed him to death in bed, and also stabbed his wife, Debbie, and then set the house on fire and fled. There's no report of anything being stolen. Once again, cowards murdering elderly white people. It seems to be an effort to wipe out the elderly white people. It seems over and over again that's who are the primary targets of these nasty people. And then, of course, tonight we have the evil French who betrayed everything civilized in the world, running around and perpetuating the myth of white genocide, being pushed by the South African government to negate the truth of the matter, that South Africans, particularly racial minorities, are vulnerable to this crime. Anti-Floy, welcome to you. Karen Long. Police, now the Army's make commands. Okay. Who are you talking about who have police? The railroads? The railroads have police, yes. The railway police in South Africa, they're very effective. Kathy Price, Andre Mostart, Keith Alderson, Urban Homestead, Africa. Oh, you're up early, Keith. Delmarie Mostart, Hasigi. And who else we got there? You guys are talking to each other. Paul Vienne, welcome. Bonnie Duplessis, Mandy van Rooyen, Conrad Heidenhuis. Dogzilla's here. Airports are wide open again. Flight traffic everywhere is back to normal. Yeah, I saw that, Dogzilla. Thanks for sharing that with us. Is it back to normal? But we've got a lot of missed flights. People have got to get on flights, so there are going to be some pretty full flights between now and the end of Thanksgiving for people who aren't able to move in the past week. What's this? Okay. Conrad, Ronell, good morning to you. Charles Van Alt says, Charles here. I'm seeing Vilma Erasmus. Hello, Vilma. Alan Kotze. Marcel Bacchus, Alex 44066 up there at OH10. Nicola, I see lots of exciting interviews coming. Well, yes, I think there will be exciting interviews. Busy Tuesday and Thursday. And who knows what else we'll get on tap between now and then. Petros van der Linde, Fonz. Hey, Fonz, what's up? You seen Richie Cunningham? Freya Dutoy, okay. And then, well, it's not just BE. Qualified veterinarians are fleeing South Africa as well. So you're not going to have a veterinarian. It's going to be a real mess. Okay. It'll be just like an African country. Sumari, welcome to you. Syncmaster99. Phoenix is here. CB's back. Good to see you again. JJ Pretorius. CB, did you take care of what we talked about? You don't have to answer. Just tell me yes or no. Okay. Morning, Andre and Phoenix. Well, Fawn says hello to them. Must be their friends. It must be his friends. Gina Mulman, welcome to you. Charles van Onselen, there he is. Still trying to get his thing set up. Dan Bailey's in from the great state of Wyoming, named after a county in Pennsylvania. Did you guys know that? By the way, nobody's mentioned anything about my jersey, my hoodie, or my jersey, my polo that I've got on here. Ellis Rugby, that's not really what you want to see. This is what you want to see. And on the back it says Northern Transvaal Rugby. Okay, MJ, hello. Elna Pretorius, Don Janssen van Rensborg, welcome to you. Elna Pretorius. Matki van Jasvat, hello. And who else we got here? Jean Kotze, Natasha Postumus, Ella. Can you please take off those baby shit blues? Really offensive jersey. Somebody did notice the jersey. If your baby is having this color in their nappy, you're feeding it the wrong things. Northern Transvaal. There's always one in the crowd. Tolkien, welcome to you. Peter Liebenberg, Mandy van Rooyen, Jackie Kane. I want to say Jackie Chan when I see that. Yeah, Quids is back. Hey, Quids. He's back. He's back. Quids is back, man. Jaden Smith. Estelle, an Indian man was brutally murdered, stabbed to death in our area a week ago. It's wicked what's happening. I haven't heard anything about that, Estelle. If you find any links to it, let me know. Yes, I know, Ronell. It was. This is a classic jersey. So on the back, you can see that it says Northern Transvaal. It's a classic redo. So, yep. Let me see. There's some around here. Here you go. So they make these classic shirts to remember days of old. Vintage Rugby Union. Vintage polos. So, don't I ever sleep? No, I don't. Vampires, vampires sleep, but zombies don't. Yeah, Francois said, let's go Nord Transvaal. Okay. That jersey was old 1955. Yeah, what's your point? You don't respect your elders? Be quiet, young man. Okay. Thank goodness I'm in rural Ohio and have a good dog who watches over me. There you go, Christopher. That's good to hear. Rural Ohio. Well, I lived in rural Ohio on a dairy farm in Perry County once upon a time. In a galaxy far, far away, there was a young dairy farmer named Chris. Right. Well, let's get to it, folks. I actually watched part of the CNN shamumentary. For those of you in South Africa, you probably couldn't see it because it was aired on CNN at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if it was broadcast internationally. It was on Anderson Cooper, and it's behind a paywall now. They have 3 clips, including the full interview with Elon Musk and 2 others, but I did not appear in it at all. Someone in the U.S. Had told me that they had seen me in the video, but they're mistaken. It wasn't me. I wasn't in the video. They didn't put me in there, and that's perfectly fine because it was a hatchet job, an absolute hatchet job. I need to do a video about that again, and I will, but it was an absolute disgrace. A total disgrace. I don't know what they were shooting for, but the editing was terrible. It made no sense whatsoever what they were trying to do. It was all really just an attack on Donald Trump is what the purpose of it seemed to be. Just like the French now are doing today. And you know what? Screw France. I hope their economy fails. And I hope they love the Islamistan that they're becoming because they've allowed this to happen in their country. Good luck to France. Good luck to France because I don't really care. Shame on them. Shame on them. They are absolutely wicked people. And I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But the whole CNN documentary seemed to be an effort to dispel white genocide, which of course is what the ANC and the leftist media in South Africa and CNN and now the French are the ones talking about. Not us. We're not talking about it. We don't bring it up unless you lie about it. And they bring it up and they go on and on. I keep talking about Trump. Trump only mentioned like 3 times that I recall, and he did it in response to someone asking the question about it. He only raised it once on his own. And he did raise it in the White House. The White House, and that's what the journalist says in the video. He says when he raised it, when President Ramaphosa, he didn't raise it. That's dishonest. The question was raised by Annika Larson. And Trump's response was, I'm not convinced of that. Now, it's interesting because I told Donnie O'Sullivan when he interviewed me that Trump said that. But fuck the truth. Screw the truth. The truth be damned. We don't care about the truth at CNN. So we're here to paint Donald Trump as wrong and that paint white people as rich, privileged, and racist in South Africa. So let's just stick to that narrative. We're going to remove everything from this, that anything just, why the hell are they going to Arkansas to talk to rural white people? What does that have to do with South? See, this made no sense. They try to take white replacement theory, garbage, and mix it with people in Arkansas. And then they talk to refugee Earl Langton and they clip out most of the stuff he said and only put something in that gets the gotcha moment, which really wasn't a gotcha moment. And then they interview Earl Musk for like 7.5 minutes in a 45-minute documentary. Why? What does Earl Musk have to say about the United States? Well, in 20 years, in the United States, white people are a minority. What do you think of that, Mr. Musk? What the hell was that? When did Earl Musk become an expert on demographics in America? When did Earl Musk become an expert on America? Unbelievable. Not one poor white person shown in the video. Not one white person living in an informal village. Not a single one. In fact, no black people living in informal villages. They just flew over their house with their drone and took pictures of their tin shacks. They didn't talk to them. No, they didn't. They went to great pains to say, well, white people and black people are just getting along. Well, they are by and large. It's not white people and black people are the problem. It's politicians and criminals that are the problem, and I've been saying that all along. But that's not the focus they put on it. They try to dismiss the horrible sufferings of people like Henry Muller, an 82-year-old man murdered in his bed. Why? Can't say it's just a target of opportunity. Who goes and breaks into an apartment in a crowded urban center at 7 o'clock in the morning to stab to death an 82-year-old man in his bed? Who does that? I mean, that crime, robbery, house robbery, give me a freaking break. I'm not buying that for a second. I'm not buying it for a second. This is a concerted effort to eliminate people based on their race. That's what's obvious here. I mean, there's no reason to murder the man. What's he going to do? Chase you at 82 years of age? Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a freaking break. And at 7 o'clock in the morning, who breaks into a home to rob at 7 o'clock in the morning? Nobody does that. No. At 11 o'clock at night? Yeah, you can make that argument under the cover of darkness. But this nonsense, this man, 82 years of age, murdered in his bed. Murdered in his bed. And that's his wife, grievously wounded. And then they set fire to the house. What's the purpose of that? Unbelievable. 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 Horrible. Horrible. Yeah, and so this happens, and that's the sort of thing that Donny O'Sullivan and CNN ignored. They just simply ignored it. Because the objective wasn't what they misled me about. They told me it was about South Africa today, its economy, what's going on, the politics there, and they want to touch on refugees. But that's not what it was about. This was, Donald Trump's an evil white racist, and white people who support him are racist because they're all terrified they're going to be replaced by brown people. And you could see the smug look on the journalist's face when he said these things. Don't you think in 20 years? If you get to watch it, it's repulsive. It's repulsive. He had the same look on his face when I told him the truth. When I told him to go to the U.S. Embassy website to confirm that it's not farmers, it's not white Afrikaners, it's racial minorities. And it has been since February 10th when it was posted. You should have seen a look of disgust in his face, like, oh, what's this racist telling me? I could just see it in his eyes. I could just see it in his eyes. Anyway, he didn't say that. He never said that. Just pure evil and wicked. CNN is just evil. And then, okay, what does Orania have to do with this topic of white genocide? Nothing. Nothing. There's nothing to do with the topic. Neither do white people in Arkansas. And neither do refugees. I wasn't told it was about white genocide. I was told it was about South Africa as it hands over the presidency and its economy and its politics. Well, that was a lie. That was deception. But you know what? Free plane flight, accommodation paid for, and I know the inside scoop of how CNN misled and lied to people that I can't speak for who else they interviewed, and I have to talk to Ernst Ritz. Crap. All right, so for tomorrow, this is changing. Hang on a second here. I got to change Ernst Ritz. I got to do that, or Ernst von Sell. All right, so Ernst Ritz just wrote to me. He's up. Ernst von Sell, not Ernst Ritz. Ernst von Sell's up. Yep. Henny was a well-known member of the Saps and also played rugby for Stellenbosch team. I saw a photo. Is that him from the 6th? I mean, I have a Henny Mulder. Is it the same guy? Is this him? No, this is not him. No, that's not. This is the same name. This is Henny Mulder from a long time ago, from like the 30s or something like that. It's not the same one. You told me. I mean, because South Africa, some of them have the same name. It's not this guy. That's a famous Henny Mulder who played for the Springboks. Mike, is that who we're talking about? Why I don't move Western Cape? I was like, show me a corner of the country that isn't happening. Yeah. Yeah, people from Iran are also fleeing as refugees to the U.S. True story. They asked that question to a lot of us. Why don't you just move to Oranje or Kleinfontein? Yeah. Why would the president resign? What are you talking about, Ben Stapleberg? And it won't affect the program. I don't see it changing. Well, Fox is unreliable. I wouldn't trust a Fox documentary any further than I can turn the TV knob off. I know a lot of black people your age, Alan, to say they're better off under apartheid. Yep. I know a lot of people that miss Boputus wanted, but that doesn't mean it was right. Hey, Mike, what's going on, man? Good to see you here. I start later and you come on here. Yeah, a lot of murders are never mentioned, Estelle. And this one missed me. I just finally found some information about it. Yep. Conrad says, much better than Sharks jersey. Sorry to burst your bubble. It's part of neighborhood crime. We had one house robbery, one vehicle stolen in a small neighborhood. Jeez, Renee. Jeez. Earl Musk shouldn't be an interview or documentary involving South Africa refugees. Even his own son doesn't want him in interviews. Are they associated with apartheid? I have no idea what you're asking about, Nicola. Yeah, man, I'm upset about it too. It's too much. No, the Irishman doesn't care. It's a famous name, and he got a coup. We also talked to Ronnie Lamolo, called Donald Trump a white supremacist. That's getting no play. You notice that's getting virtually no. I mean, there was a story or two about it. That's it. Died. That should be the news of the week. The foreign minister of South Africa, in the week that South Africa is supposed to turn over the presidency of the G20 to America, calls the president a white supremacist. Imagine if Trump called Cyril Ramaphosa a black supremacist. That'd be front page news. You want to bet dollars and donuts? And it'd be played for months. Sardki Pretorius, thanks for all the valuable info. I'm currently on dialysis. Oh my goodness, will I be able to get dialysis? Well, I don't know how dialysis works, Pretorius, but yes, you can get dialysis everywhere. I mean, they do it all over the place. Why would you stress about that? You live in a third world. This is the first world. Why would you not be able to get dialysis here? Is it a question of paying for it? I understand that, but you're going to get medical coverage when you get here, and I'm not sure how it sorts out after that, but I wouldn't worry about that. They're not going to send you here if they're going to. Okay, you got to use some common sense here. It's going to be obvious that you're on dialysis when you talk to them, or if you have cancer, or if you have tuberculosis, then you're not coming till it's latent. But you have a medical condition that's serious. They're not going to evacuate you from the country and bring you here to watch you die. I mean, that just doesn't pass the common sense test. I mean, come on, guys. Come on, honestly. Denise Bellingham, what's going on? How you doing? No, the documentary was never going to be fair. But at least if I was in it, you would have heard the truth. The problem is they couldn't get me to lie. They couldn't get me to pervert the story and use the narrative. Like that lady who was a friend of Glenn and Vita Rafferty, that magistrate, she kind of equivocated about stuff. Yeah, no, she equivocated. So they put her in. Now, I will give them credit for this. They did show the clip of Trump saying, "You see these are white crosses, these are grave mounds," which wasn't true. Trump misspoke at the time. I said so, but that's all the story. Donnie O'Sullivan, to give him credit for the one thing he did correctly, he went out to the site and he says, "There are no mounds here." They weren't mounds. Those were markers that were put out here to memorialize those who were killed on farms. Then he went to the farmer who had the crosses, and he showed us the crosses in the storage bin. But his neighbor was just murdered. And Donnie O'Sullivan just blithely, right past his head, right on past, just another white person dead. He doesn't care. Doesn't care. And then the most asinine question of all. So in 20 years, Americans, whites will be a minority. What do you think of that? What the hell is that? Why are you asking Earl Musk that? And what do you care, middle Irishman? In 5 minutes, Ireland will be a minority white country the way you idiots are giving the country away. Stupid people. No, they never do a document about all black towns. No, they don't, Shirley. And they don't never do a documentary about the Inganyoma Trust and how white folks they can't own land there. They never do that. They also never do a documentary about the things I've been telling you about for 6 years. During apartheid, black South Africans weren't the only ones who were relocated against their will. White farmers had to surrender the land for the creation of the Ciskei, the Transkei, Bophuthatswana, and were relocated, primarily in KZN, but not exclusively. People were moved. Their land was taken. It's confiscated. In their cases, many cases, they were compensated. But also this whole lie about how the land was taken, and it's bullshit. Look at the places where, now these were patchwork and they were not right, and the Bantustan's were not a good thing necessarily, but look at where the land was. Most of it was in fertile, well-watered land in KZN and in Gauteng where water was plentiful. Most of the stuff left behind for the white folks was not prime farming land. That's a statement of fact, folks. Look at the maps. Look at the maps. Look at where this stuff is. Total lies. Sick stuff. It doesn't excuse apartheid. It doesn't excuse racism, but it's the truth. There's a refugee that's doing her journey to USA from her place to her going to Walmart to her area and permanent residence. Her YouTube is, well, good for her. I don't really care. Unless they're coming to my program, what do I care? Yeah, I'm glad my ancestors didn't flee Europe. No. My ancestors, original ones, came here intentionally to settle and colonize. That's right. We colonized. My 17th grade uncle is Sir Francis Wyatt. Look it up. The first royal governor of the Jamestown colony of Virginia. 1621, he arrived in Virginia, and we have been here since 1621. 400 years. longer than Afrikaners have been in South Africa. My ancestors arrived in 1621. They didn't flee anything. I did have an ancestor that fled conscription in the Prussian military because his area was taken over by the Prussians in 1848. He was like, hell no, I'm not staying here. Screw this, I'm out of here. But no, my ancestors, and I had some Irish who fled before the potato famine. But no. No, my original ancestors came here and settled here. And the Scots came here, they settled here. The English came here and settled here, not a problem. Yeah, the Germans and Irish came later. But yeah, so, yep. Nope, but yes, I'm glad they found America too. But, you know, we nearly lost this great experiment to the leftists. And it's not over. The battle is not over. Oh, boy. Earl must looked and sound like a crazy old fool. You know what, Dogzilla? We may agree on something. Sandra, Arctic doesn't like Jersey, but look at all the people loving Jersey. Devette Martins. Boomers need to rid themselves of this weird trust in news and state. It's not just boomers. Lana Banana. I agree. I've been saying since COVID there's been an effort to get rid of old white people. Yeah, it's a theory. Tin apps, but no, it's definitely an effort to do it. Yep. The Northern Transvaal jersey is wearing a vintage Colonel. Ouch, Mad Max. Are you in a nursing home, Arctic? Like that fella. I'll tell you, man, Arctic has got to ease up. His liver's going to die. You see, Arctic gets great. Notice this. There's a trend here, okay? So we're now November 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 13 days, nearly halfway through. The closer I get to the $500 in the bet, the grumpier Arctic gets. The closer, the further I get towards achieving that goal, the grumpier Arctic gets. Yeah, no, they're fine, Mad Max. It's just when I don't get enough sleep or something happens, and I don't know. It's yeah, it's they're fine. I can read tonight. Yeah, so. What's the plan with the $500? Well, let's see. I don't know. I looked at my PayPal the other day. I got a nice little chunk from somebody we haven't seen in a couple days since I acknowledged that. Where are you at, man? He's not here. Let me go to PayPal and log in and see if anybody else has given me anything. On PayPal. Come on, let's go. My PayPal. Faster. Nope. Mr. Kutsia gave me a nice one. Anya Joubert gave me something nice. And then Ludwig gave me something nice. Cool beans. Yep. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Anyway. Yeah. All right. Let's see if Arctic has jumped in here. I credit the Colonel for opening my eyes to evil, dishonest, fake media. Many goes through their entire lives not seeing. Yeah, they do. They do. French authorities refused entry to a team of 5 top-selling police techs who were due to assist. Yeah, no, isn't that old news? Didn't they refuse them before? When last I complained about my hip? Several days ago. You all keep asking me about it. I'm not the one bringing it up. I'm not the one bringing up my hip. And my hip isn't because I'm old. My hip is because I have trauma from military service. So get the story straight. This should have been addressed in my 30s or my 20s, not my 50s. Ben sent me an article on WhatsApp. What is this? What's the article about, Ben? Okay, Ben, I don't think I have you entered in here, do I? Well, there. Okay, here's a Ben. Is this it? Oh, this is for Ramaphosa step down. I got from somebody named Ben. President Ramaphosa dared his political detractors to give him a date by which he should resign. A heated direct political overview report. Ramaphosa dared his political detractors to stop discussing his ex in dark corners like cowards. Asked to resign, he'll do it tomorrow. He called for lifestyle audits of all members of the National Executive Committee. But then this morning at 6:03, he said he'll serve a full term. That was on the 16th. So he quickly backtracks. So that's already old news. Ramaphosa says he'll serve full time. He's only got a few months left, a few years. He's got much time left there for it. Waiting in the queue. Oh, well, congratulations, Tessa. Good luck with your interview. Be honest. Be honest. If they ask you about me, tell them that Tessa, tell them, okay? And take a picture of me right now for your phone. Tell them that, the Colonel, we know the Colonel. He's the devastating, oops, that's messed up. I got to fix that hair. There we go. Whoa, that's the wrong way. There we go. You tell them that God bless, what's in that hair, man? Now I got to get a brush and fix my hair. You tell them the Colonel is a devastating, handsome white man. You tell them that. Here, let me give you a profile. So you tell them that, Tessa. If they ask you about me in the interview, say, hey, I know the Colonel. He's a devastatingly handsome white man. Be honest. Hip is not healing, Del Marie. It's not going to heal. It won't heal. It just, the pain goes away by taking anti-inflammatories and drinking lots of Starbucks. Lots and lots of Starbucks. That's why I'm in pain, because Arctic won't let me drink Starbucks. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's all about Starbucks, man. If I was taking Starbucks, I'd be fine. Check out 15-minute interview with Gabriel Krause on State of the Nation, Southern's new apartheid. Okay, where's State of the Nation? Is that a YouTube thing? You guys tell me. Okay. Michael Byrne, what's up? I hope I had a good Tuesday. We'll have a good Tuesday, hopefully. It's a busy Tuesday. Busy Tuesday. Dave Rubin made a video about the 59 about 5 months ago. He showed CNN also argued the number of deaths, less than 1% African farmers with chills. What? I don't understand that math, Ann. Less than 1% African farmers, that's utter nonsense. The number of deaths, it's over 4,000 since 1994. There were 68,000 to 72,000 farmers. Let's go with the higher number of 72,000 in 19. Now remember that some of these people will die just because, it really can't go with that number. You'd have to go per year. But if we went with 72,000, we say 4,000 were murdered. Okay, divided by 72,000. That is 6% of the farmers that existed in 1994. That number had been murdered since then. It's a shocking figure, folks. A shocking figure, 6%. Wow. But if we look at the number of black South Africans that have been murdered, of the 700,000 who have been murdered, probably 550,000 of them are black. So 550,000, this is just rough numbers, divided by 43 million black folks equals 13%. Much higher. Or wait, no, did I get that wrong? No, it's 1.2%. 1.2%. 6% of the farmers versus 1.2% of black South Africans. Tell me who is worse off. It won't boost the ratings, Dogzilla. Saw you got a bit frustrated last night. Sorry if people don't listen. No, it's okay, Ben. It was Quids. But Quids gave me an excuse to it's very frustrating. I never said that. People hear what they want to hear. Please listen to what I say. And if you don't understand what I say, ask again. It's okay. But don't attribute things to me I never said. That's what leftists do all the time. They lie about me. You're not lying about me, but you're just confused. You shouldn't be confused. I like the analogy someone made. They said, well, when you get in the car, you got to turn the key on, and then you've got to engage the transmission. The government has to turn the engine on and engage transmission. It takes a few moments to do that. And those few moments, I said, at minimum, will be 7 to 10 business days. Unfortunately, those 7 to 10 business days, there's enough time for the people scheduled even the 19th. They're not going. There are some people scheduled for days after that, and I hope that they go, and I don't know. We'll see. Down and dirty. The person asks, and some people contribute towards back buddies. Exactly, Charles. You're right. A lot of people gave money to help with that. So, yep. Also told me to rush to apply because I watched Colonel Wyatt. Thank you, Quiz. Thank you for that. I don't know if that's good or bad. I think there's much more, Colonel. It's just not reported on. Oh, there's a lot more. It's just not reported on. I find out as much as I can, but I can't cover everything. A lot of times I get information from people who know about an event, but there's no reporting on it. So, I mean, it's if I'm on the ground in South Africa and interview people, then I can say, aha, I was here. But just, taking WhatsApp messages and email messages, it's just not the same. But please keep telling me when you hear about stuff. UK is changing their asylum system. They don't want any more. Well, I know that, Philip. They've already changed their citizenship system too. It used to be, a number of years. They keep upping the number of years you have to be there. Once you have leave to remain, you got to stay longer. The UK is changing it, and it's the leftists. It's the Labour Party doing this, which is funny. Which is funny because everyone thinks that they're friendly and cuddly. While having soup while it rains, okay. I agree. We're all trying to be patient. It's not in your hands, and you don't have exact dates. Right. All I can do is give you a reasonable expectation and reasonable analysis, which most people can't manage, but I can manage that, and I'm a pretty good record of it. So anyway, but my 7 to 10 day business day projection could be blown out of the water. I mean, something can happen. Someone said something about Trump resigning. I never heard about that, but suddenly Trump could resign, and maybe the program gets held up for a little bit while they decide. Who knows? Eat your veggies. Ew, gross. All right, let's quit talking about Charles' bowel movements, okay? Is it normal for them to take long before contact? Sorry for asking. Well, okay, Skulk, thank you for your question. You're laughing, but I don't know if you're trying to be funny or not. There is no normal. There's no normal society. I don't know why people act like there's normal. First off, the normal thing would be that you were in a refugee camp in Kenya having fled Somalia. That would be normal. That would be normal, okay? So there is no normal here, okay? In a second. There we go. I'm trying to clean up my recycle bin. Just trying to empty it out. Yeah, so there is no normal. People get all different timelines. And again, twice today, I received WhatsApp messages from people who were impatient and said, I haven't heard from anybody, this, that, and the other. And then suddenly they write back to me today, oh, I'm glad to listen to your advice. I got contacted. Yep. Are you serious, Fabian? Are you asked if you know about any other farm murders than those reported by Colonel Chris Wyatt? Yeah, read the media. Tell them to read News 24. They report farm murders. Well, quit talking. Yeah, stop talking about Charles. Seriously, they actually asked that question? What, do they sit around and watch my channel all night? Hey, RSC, are you watching my channel? Afrikaners or Amerikaners, are you watching my channel? Get it done properly. Quit sending people to Cape Town when yesterday you had them in Joburg. Quit telling people to come and not telling them where to go. Quit sending emails out 10 minutes before a damn appointment. Are you listening? All right. Yeah. I mean, they actually asked that question. Like I'm the only person reporting on farm murders? That's comical. That's comical. Yes, Charles, AfriForum does it. Why would they associate me with it? I mean, that's interesting. That you're being asked an interview if anyone else other than Colonel Wyatt's reporting farm murders. Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh, that reminds me. I've got to make talking points for BizNews. Make a note of that. BizNews. Talking points. Wow. I'm being interviewed on Wednesday, so I forgot about that. I've been so busy with other things. Yep, I need to do that. You're welcome. UCSLA mentioned you in the interview before we said anything. Something I found interesting is she said her first language is French. Really? Well, then she's not Kenyan if her first language is French. Interesting. People mentioning me. It's fascinating. So maybe I should have a meet and greet with all the people working the refugee program when I get to South Africa. Hello, this is Myron Baxter for Newsroom Africa. We're in Pretoria, where retired U.S. Army Colonel and YouTube enthusiast Colonel Chris Wyatt is hosting a meet and greet for those who are managing the Refugee Assistance Program. Of course, they're not real refugees, but unlike the Palestinians who are real refugees who came to South Africa, Colonel Chris Wyatt had a meeting today. This was an OP+. It was a meet and greet. We talked to him after the meeting. Let's go now to that coverage. So, Mr. Wyatt, why are you here in South Africa? What is your obsession with South Africa? Well, I came for the oil. But we don't have any oil in South Africa. I know. I'm really here for the gold. But you can go gold anywhere. But it's the Kruger ends that I came for. Can't you buy those in New York? Yeah, but I don't live in New York. Yep. Thank you, Krista. That's another thing. Anybody that goes and they ask you about that, why is Colonel Wyatt the only one who talks about farmers? Just tell them that, the media don't report all of them, and if we find out about it, we tell the colonel about it, and he researches it. And if he can't get evidence of it, he doesn't report it. You need to tell them that, because that's the truth. If I can't verify something, I don't run with a story. You'll notice that I don't get caught with egg in my face much, do I? In fact, almost never. I thought I was going to get caught with egg in my face today, because I've been talking about the CNN documentary. And I said I was cut out of it because CNN told me I was cut out of it. And so I said I was cut out of it. And then someone today in America, through someone in South Africa, told me that they saw me in the CNN documentary. I'm like, no, that's not possible. They said I wasn't in it. And I'm like, crap, all the stuff I said about CNN, I wasn't in the documentary. I'm going to have egg in my face. Well, I went and fast forwarded through the thing. I don't appear once in it. I don't appear once. So someone was mistaken. They must have confused me with someone else. But the point is, I almost had egg in my face. But I don't get egg in my face because I don't just run off at the mouth about stuff. I actually verify things before I go with them. So anyway, and they don't like that. That's something they have a very hard time with. They have a very hard time with that. It just doesn't work for them. Oh, Raymond Funcroy. Oh my goodness. I've worn this before. Anyway. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, the U.S. is back on the international stage as a world leader. We've whittled down the G20 back to basics. We're making it work for American people better than ever. We have the G20 have become basically the G100 this year. That's awesome. Let's listen to Scott Bessent, okay?
The U.S. is back on the international stage as a leader. We have whittled down the G20 back to basics. We are making it work for the American people better than ever. We have the G20 had become basically the G100 this past year. So it will be a concentrated group in Miami, seeing the best America has to offer with American leadership, thanks to President Trump.
Whoa, I got to make a video on that when I'm done. Thank you for that one, Mad Max. Yeah, that's, oh boy, we're going to have fun with that one. Scott Bessent basically saying that, like, what have I been saying? Is the White House watching my videos? I've been saying it's a joke. The G20 is a joke. And that 42 organizations are going to be there for what? This is supposed to coordinate the world's largest economy so they function together and keep the flow of world trade going and improve prosperity for the member countries. But no, it's all about global debt relief. The poor countries are being colonized by these evil white people in the Northern Hemisphere who give us money and then expect us to pay it back. Well, yes, Byron, we expect you to pay it back. No, white liberal guilt. Colonialism, Jan van Riebeck. Oh, evil white people. Okay, thank you for your input there, Myron. I know you're very busy, but if you got a chance to help us with changing our rands to dollars, somewhere I can do research on it. Well, Ruben Lingenfelder, what are we talking about? 100 Rand? A million Rand? 10 million Rand? Write to me privately about that. Don't put it in the chat, okay? There are ways to do it. Most of them cost you a little bit of money, but ways to do it. But the easiest way is do a bank transfer because you get the interbank rate. But usually there's a fee, and sometimes but anyway, that's the easiest way. So easy way to do it is keep your South African bank account, take what you can with you in cash, which is like $1 million Rand or something like that. But then anything over $10,000, you got to report when you arrive, but they shouldn't tax you on it. But getting dollars from banks in South Africa, they will rip you off. The best bet is interbank. And then transfer your funds from one bank to another, wire transfer, or just a standard transfer. So Ruben, send me something private. Okay. Not the FRC, the one from the USCS, and the US is French. Well, yeah, that's probably because she's not an American. She's an American now. I don't get how we let naturalized Americans run our diplomatic service. That is just total crap. I mean, if I was in the State Department, I probably wouldn't allow that. I mean, I've been places where we're in countries where the people are naturalized citizens from that country, and they're working our consular services or working politics. That's wrong. I mean, when I was in the Army, we couldn't have Germans who became Americans serve in our Army. We wouldn't send them to Germany. We'd send them elsewhere, Korea. We'd send them to Hawaii, but we wouldn't send them to Germany. That didn't make any sense. U.S.-led resolution docked by the UN. Oh, that's probably on Gaza. Suspicious. Oh, my good Lord. A lot of bananas chasing somebody. Be careful out there. Used to grow a Facebook group years ago about stop farmers. The pictures and stories were too traumatic. Just thinking about it makes me... Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah, Charles can't wait to be interviewed. Okay. No, I don't think it confused him with Elon Musk. You've been working free for everyone, refugees, U.S. government, our government, who else? Yeah, Sumery. Well, the Veterans Organization, the Veterans of Foreign Wars. I've been working free for them. I've been working free for a lot of other things. Just last night, another family that was supposed to fly in the end of September, I hadn't heard from them. They said they sent me an email, but again, I get lots of emails, and I got a WhatsApp from the family, and they said, but I didn't know who it was, just a number, and they said, well, we're desperate, we're in trouble here, we have nowhere to live, and we have no money, and we have no food. I'm like, I'm thinking, why didn't you contact me? And if you're watching this right now, I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying, why didn't you contact me? I mean, I could have saved you a bunch of money. The good news, we got food to them. And I think I got confirmation it was delivered today. Let me see. Or it's coming today. Let me see. I think I heard from this person. Sorry. Someone sent me. Oh, someone sent me this video from the Rustenburg. Two, three, four, five. Good Lord. This is insane. I got a video to show you guys. Let me pull that up. Okay, I got that. Ruben, I got you. Let me just save it so I know that. Okay, cool. Sorry, folks. I'm just looking. Oh, a few days. Won't get it today. Okay, so people get their food in a few days. Yeah, I do work free for all these people. FMB Global Account asked for about... Yeah, that's too high, Hannes. That's too much. Yeah, don't change money at the airport. Plus, if you got tons of money, it's going to be a problem. Yeah, you don't do that at the airport. Can I post a link to an article that briefly did on Colonel and Earl? We've already done that, Tuscan Sun. I showed it earlier today. Thank you for that article. That was on briefly, and you can't put an article. Yeah, Capitec apparently is one of the best. Yeah, 0%. Yeah, there you go, Philip. Thank you. If you got a Capitec bank account, someone told me I can open a Capitec account. I haven't done it. I mean, when I saw that, it'd be a lot easier to not carry around Rand. Danielle, what's up? I'm stuck at security checks. Dante, do you have an appointment? And do you have confirmation that they contact you? Use my FMB Global account in Europe, and there are no banking fees at all. There's also dollar option available. Okay, there you go. FMB, says Hannes. Okay, check into both of those. Okay, there you go. Did you hear that? Capitec and FMB. Capitec is the one I keep hearing is the best. I'm not a fan of Capitec, but it seems to be doing well. Well, traveler's checks cost money. You're a knight of the British Order? Is that what you are there, Charles? I'm visiting U.S. at the moment, and I have an average person we can get in contact with who couldn't care less about that. It's the media, Kratos. Yeah, no, Dirk, no one knows about this. I mean, do you see me getting hundreds of thousands of subscribers in America because I'm talking about South Africa? No. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Nobody's attacking South Africa. Donald Trump. Hey, Dirk, how's it going? That's what I was looking for earlier. Dirk could see it. Yeah, Dirk, thank you for the PayPal. By Unky. No, I'm just saying. Yeah, so if you've covered my apologies, been offline for almost 12 hours. Seems I missed a lot. What's about Elon Musk feeding CNN? Oh, that was my previous stream. Well, he gave them what they wanted to hear. Let me see if I can't find that. I don't want to play the whole thing because I don't want to get freaking copyright thing here. Let me see if I can find this. Hang on a second. Close that. I've got the Donny O'Sullivan thing. So what I'm going to do is play a little bit of it and then keep stopping it. Okay, so first off, I'm going to keep interrupt this so I don't get a copyright strike, okay? So just work with me here because I got to do this. Otherwise, I'll get a copyright claim from CNN. Well, I may not get one from them. It's news. I mean, this is legitimate, but YouTube's such a turd. You never count on that. All right, so CNN reports, and this is the white Gino stuff. So here we go. All right, so Donny O'Sullivan is the Irish journalist who is talking to Elon Musk's father. Why, I don't know.
America, in the next 20 years, will become, for the first time in its history, a minority white country.
Actually, that is untrue. America, for the first time in 20 years, potentially could be a no-majority country. America will not be, whites will not be a minority. That's a lie, and that's not even true anyway, because he's discounting Hispanics who are overwhelmingly white. 75% of Americans are white, but Donny doesn't believe that because he's a leftist. That's obvious based on this. Now, why are you asking Earl Musk he lives in, where am I thinking of now? I've got to draw a blank here. I was just up there on the West Coast. He lives in Maps, South Africa. Come on, Maps. Maps.google. That's what I want. Okay, let me zoom out real quick. I'm drawing a blank here. By the time I find it, you guys will probably know. Somebody will probably put it in the chat. Okay, on the West Coast. Here we go. Okay, come on, where the heck are we at here? He lives in Longabon. Yeah, he lives in Longabon. That's where he lives, at Longabon. So he lives in Longabon. They're asking Earl Musk about white replacement theory and whites being a minority. This, as if he's an authority on it.
Well, that will be a very, very bad thing to happen.
Well, I mean, this is Earl Musk's opinion, but what does that have to do with the price of bread? Yeah, Krista, I do have that, and I started playing it. I didn't realize I was going to use the K word. I had to apologize for it. I had to block it out. Yeah, he just kept using it. Yeah, no, the article's good, Tuscan Side, but it gets no attention. It's not from a major outside. Wise is another opportunity, people say, but not everybody has Wise. Best low-cost state to start. It depends what you're looking for, Ben Stapleberg. I mean, that's tough. Safe, low cost. I mean, plenty of places. West Virginia, safe and low cost. There's, Super Chat. I thought we forgot about those tonight. Yeah. Capitec and FNB. Using Capitec card abroad is cheap. Their bank costs cheap, but not when you want to transfer large funds. Better funds than FNB better. Okay, I'm not sure which there is expat. Okay. Yeah, okay, Wise hits you when you transfer. Okay. CNN said it's on their narrative before the documentary started, so did anyone expect anything else? Well, no, Dirk Coetzee, I didn't know they were outright liars. I expected them to tell me the truth when they told me they were going to do a documentary on something when it was completely different. It was complete sham.
You want to see the US go down? Why? Oh, you don't like cars and electric cars, and you don't like technology, or what is it? You want to go?
Yeah, okay, this is not the best spokesman. I was supposed to interview Earl Musk, it just didn't work out. So maybe when I go back, I can talk to him about the CNN interview. And yes, Jules, he should talk about his country, or province's own country of Ireland. Is he even Irish, or is he British from Northern Ireland? I don't even know.
Go back to the jungle, or?
Holy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I've spent a long time doing this, speaking to folks.
Look at that evil-looking little gremlin face there, Donny O'Donnell. He's communicating with nonverbal communication here. This is cherry-picking something. And why are you spending 7 minutes of documentary talking to Earl Musk? You didn't talk to me. See, I told Donny O'Donnell the truth, and that's why I'm not in the documentary. Instead of lying about Trump, I said the Immigration Nationality Act gives him the authority to do it. Well, why are farmers coming over? It's not farmers. Well, Afrikaners. It's not Afrikaners. Well, white people. It's not white people. It's racial minorities. It's been posted on the embassy website since the 10th of February. The 10th of February. I was interviewed in August, the 10th of February. Or end of July. February, March, April, May, June. 5 months later, and still getting it wrong. And still getting it wrong. Because he doesn't want to get it right. And CNN doesn't want to tell the truth. They know full well. There are Indians and coloreds who are here. There were Indians and coloreds on the first flight. The first flight. The first flight on May 12th had more than just white people. And it wasn't, and that many of those people weren't even Afrikaners. So they don't care about the truth. The truth doesn't matter to CNN. At all. At all. Look at that look on his face. And it was the same way when he interviewed people. Rather snarky too. And he did the same thing to me when he interviewed me. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. I'll tell you, you can't have trust these organizations.
To do a lot of the sort of coded language when it comes to...
well, the coded facial gestures and this here, that's coded. You want to talk about coded?
Race and things like that. It was quite clarifying speaking to somebody like Errol Musk, who lives in South Africa.
In South Africa. It was very clarifying to be interviewed by someone who had no intention to ever use the content in his documentary. It was a perfunctory interview. It wasted my time. I could have just, not even gone with the Earl Langton thing. I went for Earl to be comfortable. He spent an hour and 45 minutes talking to him, and he used just a few seconds of it, and he butchered the whole thing. It just shows you the power of the media and how dishonest they can be. Yep. What did Charles say? What numbers are you talking about there, Dirk? Yeah, they hit with fees when you move to bank account. Take care, Angelique. Capitec costs $50,000. F&B costs $550. Wow. Okay, there you go. Okay, well then check them both. Guys, do your research on that. Easy. Well, yeah, people watch CNN and tell the president about it, I'm sure. Crime statistics by race. South African had to take this per capita. You might just be surprised what the percentage fraction is showing compared to each ethnicity. Poison dwarf. As a retired teacher, most Americans cannot tell you South Africa's in South Africa. Yeah, and Linda Gordon, as a former university lecturer, most South Africans can't tell you where Omaha, Nebraska is at either. What's your point? Yeah, unless you're just reinforcing what Dirk was saying. I was being facetious, Nicola. I know he's from the Republic of Ireland. I know. I'm being facetious. Sadly, it may be true if the white people don't start having more children. I don't know what we're talking about there. My financial advisor informed me to open a Forex account, contact Currency Partners, open a foreign account for you, and they charge cheaper than commercial banks. Okay, I don't know who Currency Partners are. I'll have to look that one up, put that in my research. Currency Partners. There's another one called xe.com, but that's not easy to set an account up. XE, you've got to fill out forms. I don't know if you can set up from abroad. I think you can. You can transfer money from there from one place to another. So, yep, you can check that out too. Don't get him wet after midnight. The gremlins.
Still, but look, I mean, that's the sort of rhetoric you will hear if you go online in these spaces every day. And
in what spaces? Earl Musk isn't in any space. The guy probably doesn't even know what online is. What spaces is he talking about? No one's talking about any spaces. What is he talking about? In dark rooms on the dark web? Is that where he's trolling? I don't know what he's talking about. Or Twitter.
Obviously, look, there's been allegations about Errol Musk recently, about his personal life, all of which he denied.
Yeah, which is even more reason why he shouldn't have been in the documentary. Why are you putting the documentary?
He and Elon have had a very much a rocky relationship, and Elon has said that he wasn't a great dad at
And how does that have anything to do with the price of tea in the Western Cape? Nothing.
certain points. But, you know, we spoke to him to try get some insight into just the sort of, I guess, atmosphere and space that Elon, who of course was
What do we care about Elon? It wasn't even part of your story.
really pushing this idea of white persecution in South Africa, where he grew up.
I gotta say, not coded at all there.
Yeah, I got to say, not objective at all. What is Earl Musk doing in this documentary?
We got about 20 seconds left, Donny. Who else do you speak with?
Yeah, we met the minister for one of the ministers who was in the South African minister who was in the Oval Office for that meeting with Trump, and then of course we spoke to a lot of black South Africans.
A lot of black South Africans. Yes, all elites.
And also a lot of other white South Africans who told us, you know, despite all this political rhetoric, right, there's a lot of people there in the country who are just trying to get on with their lives, black and whites living together in...
Yeah, no. That's very nice of you to share that, Donny. Not exactly insightful. I've been telling people that for years, but you're using that to dismiss what's actually happening here. I tell the truth. That is true, as is the persecution of whites. He doesn't once address 145 racial laws. He doesn't address the Employment Equity Act. He doesn't address expropriation and compensation in an adequate fashion. It's just a total hit job.
Harmony, but really you see a lot of the extremes there.
Well, I gotta say, I'm intrigued, Donny. That took my breath away.
Well, you see a lot of extremes right here, folks. Right here from Donny's little snippet here when he talked to CNN. Yeah, a lot of extremes right there. No objectivity whatsoever. This was a baked, cooked hatchet job from the day it was conceived. Hopefully when they post this publicly, it is posted publicly, Boss Kent. It's already been aired. It was aired last night on CNN at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can't watch the clips outside the U.S. I don't know if you could watch the stream if it was live on CNN, but it was on Anderson Cooper last night. We should ask why didn't keep the documentary and demand an explanation why they removed people that split fat. You should, Boss Kent. That's exactly right. You should. Write to them, yep. Earl was only chosen because he can connect to Elon Musk. Well, a lot of people can connect it to the U.S. You know, you don't need. Might as well talk to Gary Player if you're going to do that. I mean, come on. They were just looking to cement the shit show of a wall that we were building. Exactly, it was abhorrent. Xavier, I agree 100%. He's a master in political science. Clearly, he plagiarizes. He touches on. Only reason they spoke to Elon Musk is to smear Elon. Yep, I agree. Doug Zilla says Earl Musk was obviously a big catch for that numbnuts journal. Well, he got Ernst Rutz. Ernst Rutz is in it. I asked Ernst to come on the program. Let me see. Hang on a second here. Let me find Ernst. What about... to get a form signed. First guy told us going to print. Anyway, all right. No, Boss Ken, you can't find it because it's not available there. Let me see if I can find it. CNN, Anderson, Cooper, White, genocide. So CNN press room. So there's just clips of it. You have to, wait. If you actually do it, look at this. So check this out. I'm shocked by this. If I do a CNN Anderson Cooper White genocide, Donny O'Sullivan, and then a couple videos here, but look at this. You come down here. I'm shocked. There's my video 5 days ago. It actually makes it on here. That's a shocker. So there it is. It's on CNN's press room. And there's the promo, but the video is for pay TV subscribers on CNN.com. So let me see if I can get to it from here. I don't think I can because pay TV. I know one way I might be able to do it. Let's try this. Let me see. Watch. Let me see if I can go to watch here. Okay, featured. Shows and films. Okay. Shows the whole story with Anderson Cooper. There it is. Okay. Well, I'm on. You turds. Yeah, here it is, but you can't watch it. It's blocked. You have to have a subscription. Okay. Right there, misinformation, white genocide. Donnie O'Sullivan investigates why the narrative of white genocide in South Africa fueled by fears of demographic change in America. What the hell is that bullshit? Fueled by fears of demographic change in America. What is that? What kind of thesis is that? What the frick does South Africa have to do with America and white replacement there? What a bunch of horse manure. What a bunch of horse manure. Earl Musk connects to Elon, connects to Trump, his ultimate target. So Donnie is talking to people by extension. Exactly. And it's dishonest. That little leprechaun. South Africa. Yes, people pay to watch that cock. You are correct. People pay to watch that cock. I wonder if I can log in this way. Xfinity. Let's see if I can get into my cable system. Okay. Sign in. Okay. Oh, why is my damn account's not signed in here? Sign in. Okay, I'm in. I want to see watch TV. That's what I want to do. Watch TV online. But I won't be able to show you. I could play the audio though because it gets blocked out. They block the browser out, so you can't.